관식이가 애순이를 얼마나
아끼고,
사랑하는지를
맞아요.
저는 그게 드러난다고 생각해요.
보호하고
네.
수호하고.
When two of South Korea's biggest stars, Park Bo-gum and IU, team up for When Life Gives You Tangerines, expectations are sky high. Fans hoped for a touching romance with emotional depth, but does the drama live up to the hype, or is it just another missed opportunity? With its promise of love and healing, does it deliver? Let's find out.
멀리서부터 뛰어온 느낌으로.
근데 이거 좀 슬퍼.
저 때가 아직
When Life Gives You Tangerines arrived on Netflix in early 2025, and the anticipation was palpable. Fans across the globe were buzzing about the reunion of IU and Park Bo-gum, two of the most beloved actors in the K-drama world. Their past roles in Hotel del Luna, My Mister, Reply 1988, and Love in the Moonlight had already solidified their status as fan favorites. The combination of their talents promised a captivating romance full of depth and emotional moments.
소리 언니랑 막 얘기하자마자 수민이 보검이 죽이죠. 얘가 그랬거든. 보검이 죽여.
However, the reception hasn't been as glowing as expected. While the chemistry between the leads is still evident, the drama's overall execution has left many viewers disappointed. Critics and fans alike have shared mixed reactions, with some praising the performances, but questioning the plot's predictability and lack of emotional depth. On platforms like IMDb, the show has received a steady stream of reviews, but the ratings remain far from stellar. Is the drama really as sweet as the title suggests? Or is the hype just another case of unmet expectations?
안녕하세요. 폭삭소가수다에서 청년 애순 역을 맡은 아이유입니다.
청년 관식 역을 맡은 박보검입니다.
However, despite this promising setup, the drama fails to deliver. The pacing feels sluggish, and while the beautiful countryside and the chemistry between the leads are engaging, the plot lacks depth. Oh Aisun says in one poignant moment, "I came here hoping to find peace, but maybe I've been searching for the wrong thing all along." This line encapsulates the frustration many viewers might feel, expecting more emotional depth than the show actually provides.
서프라이즈를 좋아한다거나
보검 씨도 서프라이즈 좋아해요?
저 좋아하는 편이에요.
The tone swings between lighthearted and somber, but it often feels unfocused, leaving the viewer waiting for a deeper, more substantial connection. The exploration of grief and personal healing feels shallow, making the show seem like a missed opportunity rather than the heartfelt drama it could have been. The lack of emotional payoff leaves the story feeling flat, ultimately failing to live up to its full potential.
표현을 더 자세하게 해보자.
자세하게 낙점.
그러니까 나 뒤에 내용은 안 봐가지고 그게 뒤에 내용인 줄.
Park Bo-gum's portrayal of Joon-hee is subtle and heartfelt, capturing the essence of a man burdened by his past. His charm shines through, but unfortunately, the script doesn't provide much material for him to fully explore the complexity of his character. Joon-hee's backstory, which should have been a central emotional arc, feels rushed and undercooked. Oh Aisun says, "I thought I could bury my past, but it always finds a way to resurface." This could have been a pivotal moment to reveal the depths of his struggles, but instead, it's just another fleeting line in a series of missed opportunities.
이집 방금 몇 갠데?
멀리서부터 뛰어온 느낌으로.
근데 이거 좀 슬퍼.
IU's Oh Aisun, similarly, brings a quiet strength to her role as a woman trying to rebuild her life. There's an undeniable vulnerability in her performance, but much like Park Bo-gum, the script doesn't allow her to delve deeply into the emotional turmoil of her character. Her portrayal of grief and healing is sincere, yet the narrative never fully supports her journey. The result is a performance that feels constrained rather than expansive.
내가 아직 좀 추웠을 때죠.
맞아요.
혼자 목도리를 하고.
그래서 저거 보고 나서
As Ji-yu herself says in one of the episodes, "I've been running away from my own pain for so long. Maybe it's time I stopped and faced it." While this line hints at a deeper emotional breakthrough, it ultimately feels like an unfulfilled promise, one that could have made her character's arc much more powerful if only the script had allowed more space for exploration. Even the supporting characters, meant to add flavor to the narrative, fail to leave a lasting impact. While they offer occasional comic relief, their roles are often underutilized, leaving the story feeling less like a rich exploration of human connections and more like a surface-level romance.
바보같이 이걸 왜 풀어서 못 해줬을까?
어머, 그 생각을 했어?
왜냐하면 저 때 또
Now what about the love story? With two actors as beloved as Park Bo-gum and IU, you'd expect their chemistry to light up the screen. But unfortunately, When Life Gives You Tangerines doesn't quite hit the mark when it comes to romance.
친구들이 엄청 또 대단한 분들이 찾아와가지고 일단 두 친구 다 최소 두 분야에서 엄청난 또 활약.
There are moments of genuine warmth between Oh Aisun and Young Gwen-sik, and their interactions do have a sweetness to them. However, the romance feels forced at times, and you don't get that natural spark that K-drama fans have come to expect from on-screen couples. The slow burn that the drama is going for simply doesn't build enough heat. Oh Aisun says to Young Gwen-sik at one point, "I'm afraid that if I get too close, I'll lose myself in you." This line hints at a deeper emotional connection, yet the pacing drags, and by the time the characters finally connect on a more meaningful level, you might find yourself already too disengaged to care.
초반인가 우리.
맞아, 거의 초반이었어가지고
맞아요.
어쩔 줄 몰라 하는 게 보이지 않아요?
관식이는 막 손도 막.
맞아요.
The show tries to build emotional tension, but it often relies on tired tropes and cliches, like the classic will they or won't they drama that drags on too long. While these are staples of K-dramas, here they feel repetitive and forced, making it seem like the show is trying to push the connection rather than letting it develop naturally. In the end, you're left wondering why, despite their palpable chemistry, the romance never truly takes flight.
고무신 벗어놓고
On the visual front, When Life Gives You Tangerines is undeniably beautiful. The sweeping shots of the countryside, the glowing sunsets, and the lush tangerine orchards are all stunning to look at. It's clear that a lot of care went into making the setting feel as warm and inviting as possible.
오랜만이야.
오랜만이야. 여기 안에 소파 자리에 앉아주면 되고.
However, as beautiful as the visuals are, they can't fully compensate for the lack of emotional depth. You can only stare at picturesque landscapes for so long before you crave something more substantial. The visuals may serve as eye candy, but they can't mask the emotional emptiness that often pervades the narrative.
저 좋아하는 편이에요.
The audience reactions to When Life Gives You Tangerines have been a mixed bag, with a strong divide between fans of the lead actors and those looking for a deeper, more compelling narrative. On one hand, fans of IU and Park Bo-gum have praised their performances, calling them comforting and soothing, with many expressing how much they enjoyed the on-screen chemistry. One fan tweeted, "IU and Park Bo-gum are a dream team, but the plot didn't match their energy."
중증 외상센터, 멜로무비. 다 우리가 1위 만들어준 콘텐츠들이야.
However, the drama's storyline has left many viewers disappointed. Critics have pointed out how the plot feels predictable and uninspired. A Twitter user remarked, "The chemistry was there, but the story didn't give it room to shine. It was like watching a romance without the heart." On Reddit, a fan shared, "I wanted to love this drama, but it felt like a missed opportunity. Sweet moments, yes, but no real emotional punch." Overall, while the performances have been praised, the lack of emotional depth and a more compelling storyline has led to mixed reviews. Fans are divided, and it seems that When Life Gives You Tangerines didn't quite deliver the sweetness it promised.
그때 좀 미안했어요.
제가 미안했죠. 저렇게
아니요.
세게 때려가지고.
제가 하다가 애순 씨를 머리를 푹 해가지고
After all is said and done, When Life Gives You Tangerines ends up being a bit of a letdown. Despite the immense talent of its leads, the series struggles to live up to its potential. What could have been a heartwarming exploration of love, loss, and growth instead feels like a missed opportunity. One that leaves you with a lingering sense of emptiness, much like biting into a tangerine only to find it's not as sweet as you hoped.
편하게 해, 알아.
알아.
편하게 해.
어떻게 내가 부를까?
하던 대로 해.
If you're a die-hard fan of IU or Park Bo-gum, you might still find some enjoyment in their performances, but for everyone else, this show might not be worth the watch. Sometimes when life gives you tangerines, you don't get the sweetness you expect. You just get the sour aftertaste. What do you think? Did When Life Gives You Tangerines leave you feeling sour? Or did you manage to find some sweetness in it? Drop a comment below, and let's discuss the highs and lows of this drama. And if you're craving more K-drama gossip, don't forget to subscribe to K-Drama Buzz and stay tuned for the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and remember, when life gives you tangerines, you've got to squeeze every drop of sweetness out of it. See you in the next video.